The Philippines has been gripped by violence.
Kabilang sa mga namatay sa pagsabog sa sitio Bulanting, Lamitan City, Basilan.
Isinusulong ngayon na isailalim sa state of calamity ang probinsya.
2 days later, the military engaged the kidnappers in the southern Philippine province of Sulu.
Parts of the country have now become full-blown war zones.
Mindanao, literatures of conflict. Mindanao, known as Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, is home to 33 ethno-linguistic groups. Lanao del Sur is the home of the proud Maranaos, known as the people of the lake. They are known for cultural textile, metal, and woodwork in constructing houses. Maguindanao people are known as the people of the floodplains. They are known for their resilience despite life struggles. The Sulu world has a stormy past. It is known for fighting for its independence, the home of the largest Tausug group. These are just some places where you could find the ethnic groups of Mindanao. The people of Mindanao are also comprised of Lumad, or indigenous groups, and Christian settlers composed of third and fourth generation migrants from Luzon and the Visayas. The Lumads are our prehistoric forebears. Around 14th century AD, some of them converted to Islam, thus evolving into a distinct entity, the Muslims, who formed their sultanates. The foregoing discussion encapsulates the struggle of groups to maintain their way of life, which in turn depends on securing their rights to their ancestral land. For both Moro and Lumad people, the value of land was not associated with individual ownership or property, but with origins, family, and livelihood. Land for them was more closely summed up by the concept of ancestral domain. Ancestral domain includes the spirit guides that dwell in the trees, rivers, and lands. Without the spirit guides and the spirit of their ancestors, the ancestral domain is just a piece of land bereft of its bond to the past and to the future. The ancestral domain is also diminished when it cannot generate the waters that flow to its rivers and streams to satisfy the thirst of the land and its people. It is further lessened when gold, silver, and mineral vines are taken from the bowels of the earth, because these are the treasures of the generations.
Babanam kevalam, Babanam kevalam, Babanam kevalam, Babanam kevalam.
Land ownership among Muslims comes from Tawhid, meaning oneness or unity. Muslims also consider inheritance as the basis for the right over land use or usufruct, which is civil law. The major Muslim groups subscribe to the idea of land as pusaka, heirloom or ancestral property, which gives them the rights even to uncultivated lands, which really belong to the old sultanate. The indigenous concept of land as ancestral domain clashes with the hegemonic notion, the authoritative influence, that land is either privately or state-owned. These conflicting notions about land inform the context of Ibrahim Jubairah's short story, Blue Blood of the Big Astana. Written in 1941, the story is set in Sulu during the transition between the Spanish colonial regime and the ceding of the Philippines to the Americans. In Blue Blood of the Big Astana, Jafar, the narrator, reminisces about his life as a young servant in the household of a Datu. Jafar becomes the servant of the Datu's daughter, whom he falls in love with, despite her haughtiness and impetuosity. The story is a complex interweaving of romance and history. On the one hand, it demonstrates the drastic transformation that occurred when the Americans started to consolidate the colony under their governance. On the other hand, Blue Blood can be read as a political statement that reveals the bias of the author for the assimilation of Muslim territories into the Christian state. This is Lesson 3 of Quarter 2, Mindanao, Literatures of Conflict.